Welcome to 10C. We're continuing our work with radicals. We are going to talk about the Pythagorean theorem in this unit. You may remember it, you may have heard of it, you may have worked with it before, but if we'll do a quick review and we'll talk about the vocab in this unit and how it is related to radicals. So the first thing to know is that the Pythagorean theorem is named after a guy named Pythagoras, which makes sense. He's Greek. He was a well-known mathematician, and he gave us a lot of things, but he's most well-known for the formula that's used with right triangles. So only triangles that have a right angle does this formula apply to, but for right triangles, there's some special properties. And when we're talking about right triangles, we've got three different sides of any triangle, obviously, and we call the two sides that make up the right angle, we call them legs. And the third side that's directly across from the right angle is called the hypotenuse. So that there's a little vocab, and the Pythagorean theorem says, that Pythagoras proved, was that if A and B are your legs and C is the length of the hypotenuse, then the formula A squared plus B squared equals C squared always works. So in other words, the sum of the square of the legs is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. So we're just going to work with that a little bit and run through some really quick equations. Knowing this is a right triangle, you can use the Pythagorean theorem, and you know this is a right triangle because you see this little square in the corner telling us that this is a right angle. So if that's the case, then the square of the legs, 5 squared plus 12 squared, is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. 25 plus 144 is equal to n squared, or 169 is equal to n squared. And if you take the square root of both sides, you get plus or minus 13 is equal to n, but we throw out the negative value because you can't have a negative length of a side. So we throw out the negative value, and our answer is n is equal to positive 13. We'll keep going here. Again, the legs squared, so one leg is x, the other is 6. The hypotenuse is 2 radical 13 squared. So when we work this out, we get x squared plus 36 equals, and you're going to square both terms. So 2 squared is 4, the square root of 13 squared is 13. So we get x squared plus 36 is equal to 52. Subtract 36 from both sides, and we get x squared is equal to 16. Again, we'll take the square root, we'll throw out the negative root, and we get x is equal to 4. So if you want to fill these in, this is 13, this is 4, and we're going to come down and do this last one on this same page. So they didn't give us enough information here, so will you make your hypotenuse length of 10, and then we can actually work this. So the formula is n squared plus n squared is equal to 10 squared. Leg squared plus leg squared. Of course, they happen to be the same length, so there's 2 of those n squares equaling 100. Divide, and we get n squared is equal to 50. Square root, n is equal to positive square root of 50, which is 25 times 2, which is 5 radical 2. Now that you know how to simplify radicals, you cannot leave them until they are simplified. So each one of these guys is 5 radical 2. All right, let's go to the next page and do this top one, and then we'll stop for now and pick up on the next video. So they want to know what K is, and we're going to use as you might imagine, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem. and it says find the right triangle first. Not sure exactly what that means, but in order to use the Pythagorean theorem, we need to figure out how long this leg is right here. But that's pretty easy to do, because if this piece of it's 15 from here to here, and the whole thing is 20, then this little piece has to be 5. And now we can just plug it in our formula. So 5 squared plus 10 squared is equal to k squared. 25 plus 100 is equal to k squared. 125 is equal to k squared. Square root, then we get the square root of 125, which happens to be 25 times 5. And of course, that's a perfect square, which is always what we're looking for. So you can bring the 5 to the outside. Whoa, sorry, I made a miss. This 5 stays inside the radical sign. Square root of 25 comes out as 5, and that is our answer for k. All right, we'll stop here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.